All right, so this is the latest demo build, or really it's not a build, it's in the editor for the environment. I did light mapping, which is the last thing we wanted to do before release, and just making sure everything looks right, etc. It's got something here going on. Did you see that? Right there. That it's got some. I think that's the motion blur. Right on the edge of the wheel. There, I can move my mouse right there in the middle. There's like a motion blur thing. I think that might be caused by a motion blur. All right, so that's not something I can really easily fix on my end. Let's check this out. So we got the light. Ooh, look at that. Something's going on there. That's probably the LODs of the candle. I'm not sure why it's doing that, but I'll have to look into that. That's really annoying. But otherwise, it's very dark in here. I think I need to add a torch to the player character, and I need to add. No, that's fine right there. In fact, let me do that right now. Let's just we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Create a light. Part of the reason why I'm doing it now is literally I just want to see what it looks like in with the light maps. This is the first time I've actually seen it. It was done overnight this morning. It worked. I pressed play and I saw that it worked, but then I had to go to the day job, and I'm done with that now. So let me just make this a little bit more torchy, and I think probably a shorter range, and we'll keep the intensity as is. Let's go back inside and see what this looks like. All right, that's a little bit better with the lighting. So you can see that, okay. While you're here, these gaps in the door, yay, nay, what do you think? Is that bad to have the gaps? Should we fix that? I think we're going to be fixing these anyways in a later update. That's part of my plan, is to redo the doors and the archways of the doorways. But it's kind of curious about that. If you're watching this on YouTube later, answer in the comments. I'd love to know what you think, because that's going to affect the direction of the pack and what we do for updates. So we got all these stuff here. These individual fruits and whatnot are not marked as static for the demo. Everything else is just marked as static right now. Let's see. It is medieval, right? Let's go in this building. So most of these buildings can be entered. And there's a bunch of them have three. Whoa, what the heck? I'm on a roof. I don't know how I ended up on a roof, but I ended up on the roof, and now I can't fall down. Well, isn't that interesting? That's never happened before in this. I have no idea what may have caused me to jump onto the roof and then not be able to fall down. Let's see. Okay, I can fall down. And did you see that? There's a thing here. That's going to be the thing I need to fix. I don't know what's going on, but ever since about 5 days ago, something's going on. I think it's with some of the vegetation is freaking out or something, but I need to solve that, because that's just unacceptable. Whoops. All right. Let's try this again, see if we don't end up on the roof this time. I've walked through this building a billion times, and I've never ended up on the roof. All right, so as I was saying, most of the buildings have 3 different props. Look at that, I'm in the roof now. All right, so I don't know what's going on there. That's very chaotic and confusing. Let's avoid this building. I wonder if it's related to this glitch. I wonder if there's a collider on whatever that is that's pushing me up. CUP static batching. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, it's definitely not. The glitch actually started after the light mapping, which I did after saying things as static. So, CPU static batching. So it could be related to that. That is absolutely something it could be related to. This pillar doesn't look quite right. The darkness and lightness is not. That's not intentional. Just not sure what's going on there. I'll have to look into that as well. Yeah, something's wrong with that pillar. That's not quite right. have to look into that. So you can see these glitches right here big time, right? Something's going on there. There's this yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Alright, but we can walk over into the main town here. See some of these things. More glitching. What's really neat is these buildings, of course, most of them can be entered. There's some where... shoot. Okay. Oh, I enter from over here. Whoa. Wow, that was crazy. Alright. See if I enter... If I go up... Oh! Alright, I've got a collider issue there. Okay, so I gotta fix that. Let's not enter that building again. So this one. Light looks good there. This is actually, I would bet that's a poor design to put a chandelier right next to a wooden roof like that. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose, right? So you can see if we got different LOD groups. We got the dresser top, so if you put any props right there, it'll just show up on the top. And then each one of these drawers can be moved in and out, or moved out completely. And then each one of these also has an inside drawer, so a spot there where if you put any objects, any props there, it'll show up in the middle. So it's a little easier to maneuver those. So all the props are, whenever possible, set up like that. Let's load up the proper demo scene and start over, though. I think what I'm realizing now is, you know, it's gotten to the point where people are getting become experts in various things on the asset store and whatnot. And, you know, Nature Manufacturer, clearly an expert in nature stuff. And there's just no way we would be able to recreate these trees anytime soon. So it makes a lot more sense just to let people get the best from each section and go from there. So I'm going to speed run through these glitchies. All right, let's see. More to see, more to see, more to see. What was that? Did I see something weird here? Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's super shiny. Okay, I'll have to look at that spot as well. And look, something up there is way shinier than it should be. And it's gone. That might be an LOD thing, actually. Yeah, that's probably an LOD. My guess is right here, that object is either a different LOD or gets taken out. And that's probably what's going on there. And really, I think... Oh, gosh, yeah, that was a bad LOD switch, too. There's something's up with these pillars. They look different than they're supposed to. I'll have to check that out. Let's go in here. This is one of the taverns. So these are more extensive buildings. This one has a... Oh, yeah, there we go. Hey, look at that. That's the glitch, or one of them. Boom. We found one. So this is actually just a plant from the Nature Manufacturer pot that pack that potted plant. So I'll have to check that out. Box of apples. Got a nice fire going on here. This is from, I think, Ian's fire pack on the asset store. Nice warm fire. And then here we got another room. Oops. These are just on simple triggers that you walk into and they open or close. Looks like this candle's not lit. Oh, and I don't have the torch, pretend torch. All right, so there's another issue. There's light coming through somehow. That should not be coming through. And I suppose there could be cracks in the wall or whatnot, but that's not intentional, and I think I would like to fix that. So this has a few rooms. All of these are set up, these bigger buildings. It looks like some of the particles from the fire is coming up here too. All of these bigger buildings have multiple rooms. And, oh gosh, this room is on fire. Whoa, this room is definitely on fire. Look at that. Some of the particles are coming through there too. I'm not sure why that's happening. It really does look like the floor is on fire. It shouldn't look like that. But they've got multiple rooms and multiple prefabs with like, rooms kind of already set up for you, so you can kind of just mix and match and get different complete buildings. I'm just going to go into random buildings to see. So this is a one where it's semi-enterable, because what we actually did is combine a couple of the buildings together to make variations. So, you know, you can only enter the bottom. You could add some stairs and pretend, but realistically, I would expect in practice you probably wouldn't use these games as enterable. I mean, you could put a fake door there and stuff, but same with this one. There's even, you can even see the window still there, and this prefab didn't get removed. But when you look out here, clearly there's a balcony over there. There's a second level. There's another building here. So if you want to make this one enterable, you'd probably want to do a fake door on the side to make it look like there's more to the house that you just can't get to from the front, and that door is locked or something like that. But that's how we achieved, basically, I don't know, I should probably count, but there are, I would guess 60 or 70 buildings that are ready to go like that, where each one I think has 5 variations, and there might be 6, so maybe 30, 40, 50, I don't know how many buildings, but there's a lot of buildings ready to go. And of course you could make more. There's 2 types. Whoa. There are basic buildings, which are like these, and you can, you know, attach them together and make them 2 stories or 3 stories or 10 stories if you really want to. And those are going to be the ones where you don't really have the option once you go in of making more in-depth interiors. And then you've got these ones, which are going to be called exterior buildings, which are more built out. You can, of course, add other things onto them, and but they will have the built out. You know, this one has multiple entries. They've got stairs built into it, multiple levels built into it. Again, that door's not opening for some reason. You know, and they're just more bespoke. They're unique. You know, this one obviously is not something we cobbled together, but it was made to look like this. And you can extend these, of course, with the other buildings as well. I'm gonna jump off the balcony. Sorry for that glitch. That's gonna be fixed in the package, of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. More to do here, I think, on just fleshing this area out a little bit, just a little bit. We got a new well. I've replaced the other well to make it match use the same textures. So this is a different well than the previous well we had. The other one I liked just fine, but it was using unique textures, and for a project like this, it's got to share textures as much as possible, so we redid the well. All of these are modular pieces, of course. You can mix and match. Let's see. There's more to see, more to see, more to see. Let's run over here. Okay, so there's that issue again with the LODs on those. Whoa, something going on there. Let's go up here and check out the battlements and see things from above. Let's see. All right, so these are the battlements. There's 2 types. Now this is supposed to be like a village town, so these aren't really castle battlements. There's 2 types here. I've got to figure out why that's looking like that. This light part shouldn't really be, not quite right, and there's clearly light coming through down here that shouldn't be coming through. I mean, realistically, sure, wood would have holes in it like that, but that is too repetitive for this purpose. It's not okay, so we'll need to address that. Same thing with the light leaking from beneath the windows too. So there's these wood ones, which, you know, you can take off the roof. Everything's modular. You know, these right here, this was a there was a railing right there that I took off to attach there. Same with these stone ones. They've got different widths, so you can mix and match. And then this metal grate, you can turn that off if you want. What you can't see from this view is there's also wooden beams on the outside that are sticking out that you can turn off, on and off. There's a couple in the prefab settings. So let's see the town from above. I don't know what's going on there too. That is not normal. It's a magical piece of wood, it looks like. So this is the town from far away. It's a pretty big scene. So let's jump off and keep exploring. Looking for more bugs. Bug hunting. Let's see what happens when we go in here. See that on the right? I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, that's probably the same issue. So I'll have to look into that static batching. Thanks for the suggestion there. Whoa, okay. Oh, hey, let me out. There we go. Yeah. All right, what else do we have going on here? We got the river, another small water wheel here. Walking through the water. So I guess the LODs are going to cause some problems if they're not set properly. And look, these are all glowing. That's an interesting feature. And again, looks like something's up with the wood texture there or something. That's not normal. I'll have to check that out. Same deal there. Yeah, something went on with this. Wonder if the light maps did that too. Yes, the door open will be included. So this demo scene, as you see here, will be included. Of course, it will not. It will require you to have in the package the RAM River Auto material for the river here, the Nature Manufacturer forest pack for the trees and the grasses. The ground texture will come with the package. That's ground texture we created. And of course, all the props, all these buildings, all these the bridges, all the other things you see will be in the package, and the scripting on this scene will also be included, of course. So, these are there's a ladder in my way. All right, so there's a ladder there that needs to be moved. The door is literally, it's very simple. It's just a trigger. When you step into it, it opens. When you step out of it, it closes. But otherwise, it will be included, so you can extend that code if you want. Change the door open to be a raycast. Yeah, I was looking into that, but I decided just to make it a little bit more simple. This one has a window to the next room. As you can see, is that a doorway? That might be a doorway, but there's a bed there too. But this is an exterior window, but you can see into the next room, I guess. So that's something. So I was thinking about doing the clickable type by side. This is just a little simpler. Looks like some of that didn't open. The hinges didn't get stuck on that door. Something to do there. I go back and forth between providing scripts and not providing scripts, because the more I provide, the cooler it is, for sure. But also, some people get stuck into thinking, well, it doesn't work for my purpose, therefore I'm going to give you a bad review. As an example, I just saw a recent review on my audio pack, the Melee and Magic Battle Sounds pack, and it's a 1-star review. Happened today, I think, because the materials are pink. And of course, it's an audio pack, so not sure how that computes. But if I did not provide a demo scene that has materials, and this user didn't open that demo scene in HDRP, they would not have found pink materials. They would have instead found wonderful audio that they can't get anywhere else, and they would be very happy. But instead, they found pink materials and gave a 1-star review. So with the more scripts I provide, here's an issue. Got to close the gap there. The more scripts I provide, that opens the door for more complaints and just confusion. So I did not code for also these trapdoors. These trapdoors open there and here. You can open those. I didn't code going up and down the ladder. That's something that I think is very probably specific to a character controller. And is another thing where I'm like, if I give it, then I'm going to have to support it. And I don't want to support people, figuring out how to add that to their character controller. But thanks. I'm glad you like my audio. I have to say, I like it too. And the audio guy who I used for all of my audio is amazing, and unfortunately not super available anymore. So that's why there's not much more. But we were able to get him last summer for the Magic update, and that was something I've long wanted to do. So there's that's not a cooking pot. That's a bench that just happens to be in the fire. So that would have to be updated. And again, that's because each of these buildings has some prefabs for their interior setup that are filled with all the different props. And all you have to do is just bring the prefab into the room, and it just magically appears. And so this building also has a hearth there, sitting there. And stairs that have issues being walked up. So another thing to fix there. We have to go back and watch this video myself to figure out what to fix. Yeah, so there's a lot here. I lots of props. This is the well again. Again, it's modular, so you can use it in different ways, taking off some of the bits. This one doesn't have the roof, doesn't have the grate there. But if we look down, you can see the ground. You have to carve out the ground if you really want to, or use a black matte material if you don't want people to be able to see down. We have a lot of different medieval bits there. And it sounds like workday is done for everybody. Oh, and look, we got a floating candle. See, there's magic in this town. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there's not much more to show. I mean, there's a lot here. I didn't even show all the village, all the town, but there's a lot to see, a lot to do, a lot to explore. Building your own will be fun, I hope, for people who like building your own. I think there was a question earlier about Octane Render and Aura 2. Yeah, and Gaia 2. Yes, there should be no reason why this wouldn't work with any of those. Ultimately, all this is a standard model package. There's nothing special about these items besides that they're really cool and the best ever, etc. But aside from that, there's they'll work with Gaia 2 for the environment. I mean, this doesn't have environment like foliage in it, so in that regard it won't. But the placement of the buildings and stuff would work with that. And then the Octane 2, I think that's just a renderer, so that would work. And the same with Aura 2. If Aura 2 works in your project, then it would work with this too. So I have not used Art Engine at all, actually, to work with this yet. Is Art Engine something? It's expensive, is the thing. So I saw the price and kind of said, well, that's not for me. I've got Substance, and that's how we did. I mean, we actually sculpted these walls and stuff, but the rest we built in Substance Painter, all the wood and other materials and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what Art Engine brings to the table. Since with the price, I might just looked at the price and said, nope, I'm not their target audience, clearly. But I am sure I could make use of it, so I'd love to see what the result is. These carts, also modular. You can take off bits and pieces from them, so you can make different versions. The wheels will turn. If you rig it to a horse and do the scripting on it, the wheels would turn. They also has little empty objects for the top spot, so if you put props in them, the props will just show up in about the right space, so make it a little bit easier to place props. I think there's 3 different cart types, actually. If you've seen the wells, now you know these wood pieces are actually from the well, and that chimney is actually the well as well. The well as well. Yeah, let's what's going on? Why can't I move? Wait, I got distracted by not being able to move through here. I'm stuck. I'm not sure why I can't move through there. Let's jump off the bridge. Okay, so Mystery Collider going on here. We got a Mystery Collider. But yes, let's get pure integrations into Gaia. Why not? I'll do whatever it takes to get that happening. All right, so there we go. We were going to have a tower in the distance. Some of the early screech... Hey, what's going on? All right, so clearly there's a Mystery Collider somewhere here. But we were going to have a tower off in the distance. Let's see if I can get up over here. Nope. Nope. Hey. All right, well, the collider is somewhere. All right, well, there you go. But instead, the tower is scrapped for now. We're going to work on a tower package instead, where we have a few different towers with interior architecture and modular interior architecture. Like, don't think about props, but rather different staircases and floor structure and pillars, etc. So you can design different towers, wizard towers, soldier towers. Now we're outside of the real demo scene here, so that's why this looks like this. This is not an area that that we've built out for the demo. But there's that mystery block that's keeping me from going anywhere over there, so I have to go somewhere. But yeah, so that's a tower pack. But all right, so I think then that will be the end of this video. I've gotten all these bugs to check out. Very eager to get this package out and into the wild. We're going to continue working on it. This is by no means going to be a static package. One of the things besides, bug fixes and optimizations, we definitely want to update the doors and the door frames. They work perfectly fine. There's nothing particularly wrong with them. I just want them different. I want them slightly better, and I want to right now they don't share textures with the rest of the objects, and I do want them to share textures with the rest of the objects. So we're going to set up that. I'm also working with Kyle the modeler on facades to build out a more dense village or town where the buildings are right next to each other and there's no foliage, but rather sidewalks and city roads and stuff. In those situations, unless it's top down, if it's third person with a low enough camera or first person, you don't really need the full building. So it's going to be facades instead that just have the front 6 feet or 2 meters or whatnot, and then you can just stack those next to each other. And then the beauty there is that instead of having built out interiors where it's static like this, you could build out whatever interior you want, and it might even be bigger than the building itself, but players don't necessarily know that when they go in. So you can make much more custom interiors that fit your project, even basements and such, which is really cool. So there's a lot more you'd be able to do with the facades. So the facades will come with additional floors and ceilings that you can build out more modular interiors. And then the last thing that I know we want to do is have a more construction type pack where or update uses the same textures, but if we're looking at this, let me move forward. If we're looking at, oh god, that's annoying. Okay, let me move over. If we're looking at this building, ignoring that giant glitch back there, this is a static thing, but what we could have is flat walls, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Where these are just cookie cutter pieces that you can put together. So if you don't need it to be fully interior or something like that, you could create more bespoke buildings by just putting smaller pieces together. So there's 3 ways of doing it, and we want to provide all 3 ways in the pack. And gosh, okay, I need to fix that. But there we go. So thanks all for joining. I think I will cut it off here. If you have any questions, join on the Discord. If you haven't yet, please follow here on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe there as well. We are definitely trying to boost the communities on both Twitch and YouTube to get to the point where you'll see ads. That's not really the goal to see ads, but rather just to get YouTube to start showing our stuff to more people, get more organic traffic. Same on Twitch. Basically, we're new to this. We're growing. We got all the different tutorials and stuff going on YouTube. So definitely like and subscribe. Share if that's something you do. But liking and subscribing is super helpful. So thank you for that, and have a great day. See you on the Discord, everybody.